guys, my name's Tori. Most of you have probably seen me in the store before. So, starting from now, we're going to start doing little species focus that we like to call fish focuses, where we go in detail about a species of our choice in the store. And these are one of my personal favorites, and today I'm going to be doing cherry shrimp, which are also called Neocaridina davidi, and they are my favorite species of dwarf invert.
Very cool, Miss Tori. So let me ask you a few questions about them. What do dwarf shrimp or the new...
So their favorite thing to eat is probably anything close to an algae. They also like to eat omnivorous pellets, which we sell here, branded as crustacean pellets.
Very cool. So they're omnivores?
They are omnivores.
Very cool. So they need a lot of proteins, a lot of fibers, a lot of different veg in their diet. Very, very cool.
Yep. As babies, they also eat a lot of biofilm. So it's important that when you try to breed them, that you have an established tank with algae on the sidewalls.
Very good. How do I tell a boy shrimp from a girl shrimp?
So the girl shrimps are going to be a little bit bigger normally, and they're solid colored. And they also have a little hump on the bottom of their abdomen where they carry eggs. So another way you can tell is most of the time a female cherry shrimp is going to be berried, which is the shrimp term for pregnant, and they look like little berries, and that's why they're called that.
Very, very cool. So other than that, what's like general care for a shrimp? Like what would I do for my tank if I wanted to keep them?
So you're going to want to keep them in a smaller tank. I've heard of people going up as far as 30 gallons, but that seems a little bit excessive, especially considering you can have a 60 strong colony in a 5.5. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have you're going to want to filtrate, but you're going to want to have low flow. And sponge filters do a really good job for shrimp tanks. And you're going to want to make sure that you can heat the tank if you want to. You don't have to. You can go anywhere between 58 degrees and 86 degrees because they aren't super picky about that. So generally though, when we go through that temperature range, we want to pick a number and we want to stay there. So I like to keep my tanks at 70 degrees because it's just even room temperature, which is what my house is heated at. So a lot of our live plants, which I do recommend putting with the Neocaridina shrimp because they like eating the plant matter that falls off the plants as they grow.
I would assume it's also good for like cover for them, right?
Yeah, they like hiding, but they'll just spend all day just picking at whatever they want to eat. And the live plants are a good food source for them, and they do well at room temperature too. You don't have to have them in a heated tank.
So as far as a good pH, a good water parameters, what do we like?
So generally, we don't like messing with our tap water when it comes to these guys. We just want to keep our parameters very stable. But if you did have to mess with them or buffer it, you want to keep it at 7. They like it a little bit higher sometimes, so our tap water in Saudi Daisy and sometimes parts of Chattanooga are pretty good. They like it at about 7.4. You generally don't want to mess or buffer with your water because they don't like swings. They like steady water conditions. So
especially because you don't want to mess with your water because if they're coming from a store around you, most likely that store is keeping them at that same pH, and thus you probably don't want to mess with where they've been. Like they'll be if the store is keeping them well, you're going to keep them well.
Exactly. Yeah, these are not a hard species to keep either. They're probably one of the easiest things that I've ever kept personally. They're easy to breed, they're easy to feed, they're easy to care for. It's all just, it's a fun project to have. And they come in so many different colors that it's really easy to have a beautiful looking tank with little tiny shrimp everywhere. They come in blues and oranges and reds, and they come in this weird color called snowball that looks a little bit like a ghost shrimp, but they're super tiny. They mostly never get bigger than your pinky nail. I've recently just found out that they sell green ones, but they're hard to get. They're pretty pricey. So yeah.
Very, very cool. Is there anything else that we need to add about their care or anything?
No, they're pretty simple, very straightforward.
Very, very cool. Well, everybody come and see Tori, our resident shrimp lady, and we will get you hooked up with a shrimp tank. Alrighty, bye guys.